Damn dagnabbit!
Sentry going up!
Okay, this may take a lot of parts, so we're back with part 2? Yeah, part 2, and yep, this is the thing, probably one of my oldest, I think, other than it wasn't a Strange. I bought the Strange off the workshop randomly sometime to sell, and eventually I adapted it as my main weapon. This is also one of my oldest, I think, but I didn't really use it much. And this is also one of my oldest, so I didn't really use much. So I think this is my Pyro noob layout. Right. And yeah, you know the stories of all of these cosmetics. Okay, so there isn't really a story behind this layout. I just assembled it. There really isn't much story other than this. And I call them, I don't know what I call them. I don't really call them anything, I guess. Yeah, and I really like that festive thing. This is also supposed to be a festive layout, so I have the alternate festives of the two. We also got the Dnix classes. I crafted this randomly after I got a lost scrap model. This is somewhat recent after I came on tf2. And yeah, you know all the other stories. You know, this story, it's tuba time. And the reason why I say this, because, well, this thing, I constantly use it. And that's why I call it tuba time. This layout also has like if I need to equip a flare gun in this layout, I usually equip the Scorch Shot, and this is just a weapon I got from just off the workshop, I forgot when. It wasn't anything notable. And these two weapons are also, I think, one of my older weapons too. Two was, I think, my first heavily used flamethrower. Okay guys, so I'm moving on to Demo Man, and the lock and load, I bought a Strange one. I think I originally had this one. And yeah, I just bought a Strange one because it was my favorite thing, and it still is actually my probably most used. I love the Scottish Resistance, and it's probably also my most used. And there is no story behind this other than, oh right, and the Scottish Resistance is one of my older ones. The Irelander I also like using. Personally think it helps and is a very good weapon, and it was also one of my older ones. These two were both used to deck out the layout, and I didn't want it to have yellow grenade patches, so I wanted it to correspond with the red hat, or the colored hat, so I put colored pouches, and this is really my decked out demo layout. Number 1, not going to change. Okay, I should probably change that to, let's just put the heart thing on, I guess. So yeah, this also has I usually switch these between a grenade and a sticky launcher and a sword. This is just my Demo Knight, full-on Demo Knight layout. So yeah, and I usually use the Iron Bomber at this. Not much to the weapons it uses. This I got a really long time ago, but not it wasn't one of my older ones, more like a mid-range, I guess, and I just got it for the heck of it, and I had the idea of making like a modern Knight bulletproof vest guy. This is the Jumper's Juggernaut, yeah, we'll just story about this. This is, I just got randomly one time, and I decided to use it. Okay, so this is my Pirates layout. Very dull, I guess. And I can use this. I remember I got this, I think when it came out, I thought. Or it was crafted. Huh. But yeah, and it was just like, this is just my pirate's layout, as I like to call it. You know the story of this hat. And this, I think, I liked it because I could base jump and use the axe. I remember constantly people use this layout and I didn't really notice. And I just started using it, barely use it, not one of my heavy used ones, and you know about these ones. Okay, my heavy layout, this is taking a long time. So the Breast Beast, I'm going to just start right in. Breast Beast is one of my oldest used and most heaviest used miniguns, because honestly I love it because I can just go out there and just start mowing people down. And then I can go back into cover, eat a sandwich, and then do the same thing right over again. Because it used to have the highest damage, I think, of all miniguns, but they sort of like nerfed it and now it's crap. But a strange one. Told you what the sandwich does. I randomly got some Fist of Steel because of sniper damage. They do that, so I got Strange Fist of Steel, and really that's my melee. And I found it nice when you kill someone with this. These two were an attempt to deck out my heavy, and I think he's decked out. So yeah, I just bought this one first, and then eventually I got that one, and yeah, that's how it went. And you know the story about those ones. You know the story about these three cosmetics, so I remember this is one of my older ones, the Hulong Heater, the beef bologna steaks something, and the gloves of running upgrade. I just felt like these were all themed together somehow, and that's really why I built this layout, really. Nothing really to it. Natasha, I remember I'll first start into the cosmetics. I remember I got this one just off the Steam Workshop, or not Steam Workshop, off the market randomly, and I thought it was a cool thing. And I wanted its chest plate too. The Natasha, it was I think one of my older ones too, and the Family Business is my all-around favorite shotgun of all time. So yeah, this is just a random layout I guess I put together. And the Holiday Punch is a classic, so let's leave that out of this. And I remember this is my first hat, actually. My white baseball thing. And yeah, really nothing to it. Doesn't really have a story. And of course I put together the Thompson, the Family Business, and the Holiday Punch. Don't know why that's there. But I felt like the Thompson and Family Business really fit that theme, I guess. A lot of my layouts I themed, so I felt like they fit it a lot. My engineer. Now this has a lot of stuff to do. So, for one, the Widowmaker is probably my heaviest used shotgun, and by far my favorite. I remember this definitely wasn't my first shotgun, and I think it was somewhere along the mid-range, I guess, of my playing time I got this shotgun, and really, I just love it. This is one of my older weapons. I think it was like one of the first purchases I got, probably. But it was very old purchase, and I still use it today because I still like the Festive Wrangler. Gunslinger, there's really nothing to it. The Unix class, you know. This mining light, my oldest engineer cosmetic, and probably the cosmetic that everyone knows me for, is the mining light. In no SFM in no SFM is my guide probably not with this mining light. So it's kind of like my trusty #1 hat. And yeah, it was one of my first, oldest. This was an attempt to deck out my engineer, and he is decked out, so it wasn't really an attempt, it was a success. And yeah, I just bought it off the market or Steam Workshop. I just bought it, and yeah. This is one of my definitely older layouts. So the Thompson 6000, my first shotgun. It isn't my most heavily used, but when I'm defending an intelligence, I'll probably be using this. And this is my defense layout. That A was my attack layout. Hey, A attack. So, Festive Wrangler, one of my oldest. This is also one of my oldest. So, yeah, this is just my noob layout, I guess, for NG. You know this one, this one. Oh, right, and this one, I just like the pocket pets. And this is like a mid-range thing. I think I got it around in the invasion update. This is my just anti-fungineer, I guess. And I got this around the same time as summer. Yeah, like it was from the summer thing. I got it. I forgot which I got this from, but I just got it one time. You know about this. Frontier Justice, Wrangler, and Thing I put together after watching, I think,